What's up, guys? So today we are going to be doing playing the Yasuo game. We are mid against a Sylays. This is me going back over and doing commentary just after I got out of the games. Do this to kind of look at mistakes that have been made and things like that to try to improve. So go over some of my thought process like as this game is going on. Before we get into anything like super unique. Oh shit. Hold up. Get runes here for you. So, pretty standard Yasuo. Lethal Tempo, Triumph, Alacrity, Last Stand. I've heard Tempest say a few times that he'll take Bloodline into lanes that he's going to be fighting a lot in. I mean, like Sylas Hecarim, I mean, you already know, like, we're going to be scrapping. Hey, we're going to be throwing it down. So, this game ended up actually being really fun, just Fiesta game, which is perfect for Yasuo, especially on a team with knockups. So, our team tries to go for a cheeky invade here. Sylas leveled his E first. I was checking to see if he had to do it as we were ganking him, or if he already had it, because it ends up being the downfall of him. I mean, that's pretty standard, starting E on Sylas. I'm pretty sure every Sylas I've ever played against does that, so.
Minions have spawned.
So yeah. So one thing about this, right? Analyzing like your matchups, like knowing who you're against. So we're against Sylas, right? He's gonna have some like consistent damage throughout his cooldown windows and rotating them. But early game, no real CDR, no high ranks up on the spells. You know, you figure in a long trade we're gonna do well. Especially if we get our wind wall involved. But at level 1, he's in right here, and it's full go. I missed that Q, you know, boomer, terrible reflexes. It is what it is. We get a really good trade right here, and then we work on getting the push. We already have push advantage here, but he messes up, right? Because he doesn't expect me to hit 2 right here. He's dead. I mean, that's a pretty rookie mistake. I don't even know if I need to flash there. Whatever. First blood. Worth. It must be that time of the month, because I just got first blood. So we get under the turret. It's kind of awkward. I mean, we actually did all right here. I mean, I think that's actually ends up being like the perfect cheater recall. I think I should have hit 3 off of that though. Yeah, but it is what it is. Speed up here a little bit. So we are in a very good spot. He gets back to lane and just hits 2. And we have a pretty substantial level lead on him already. Gold lead, waves pushing to us. It's in a good spot. He goes pretty aggro on here. That wind wall was not where it was supposed to go. Alright. Alright, it's getting late here. Don't judge me. I guess throw this up here for a little while. So yeah, wave's in a good spot. These minions decide to do what all minions decide to do for some reason, and just like, I mean, I don't know. Can't really blame them for wanting to die, right? Just decide to go straight into the turret. Focus on my freeze a little bit, but it's okay. We're gonna slow push on him from here. We see him rotating. Go up, drop a ward, see where he's at. It's probably a bad ward, I'm sure. Pro player would say. It's probably not the best ward. Probably could have waited and like placed it up a little more, since I wasn't, if he eased onto me while I'm in the bush down there, I'd just kill him. But so right here, I mean, he's pretty screwed. He's waiting for the wave to crash back to him. That's pretty much all he can do. So we just want to keep denying as much CS as we can. And if he does anything dumb like this, try to fight. Obviously wasn't dumb. Hecarim coming in on the gank. Decent gank from Hecarim. If I'd ignite there, I think I'd just maybe try to fight it out with my wind wall. Make them commit. See if we can get them both under the turret and hit them with a knockup. So we're just chilling. He's actually, because of that gank, been able to get a HP lead somewhat. One thing with Sylays, you always have to realize, like, whatever his health is currently, that was a grief E. My God. Someone come get this Yasuo player. He has no idea what he's doing. With Sylays, it's just always, if you don't know what his W cooldown window is, right? That's where he's going to get all of his damage. That was grief. Whatever, we get the kill. Viego's there, so I know he can shove the wave out. It's about establishing dominance, okay? It's about establishing dominance. Viego cleans that up. We get tier 2 boots. We already had a dagger from earlier that I was looking to turn into a zeal. Bought that dagger before on my first base. When we came back, finished tier 2. Had a dagger left over, only had like 400 gold, so went ahead and get a longsword. Ideally, you know, get a crit cloak there to go for a zeal. So we're already up, you know, pretty substantial on this guy, and we just want to keep pushing our advantage. Hecarim shows up to be the town babysitter for a little while, but and this Sylays, man, he is just crazy. I don't give a F, dude. You wouldn't either, you know. You're stuck in prison. Them big ass chains and shackles. Shackles hurt, man. I wish, you know, I probably should have like coordinated that with my team or Viego and like pinged him and like, yo, I'm going in, but like this Hecarim had no HP. You could say like maybe it was a bait with his W. You knew he was gonna heal that. I don't think so at all. I think if Viego reacts to that, he tanks turret instead of me there. Neither one of us dies, but it's okay, right? Like, one of the things about Yasuo, and like, look, I am no Yasuo expert, right? Like, whatsoever. You want an actual Yasuo expert? Watch Tempest, right? Like, dude's incredible. But one of the things as a league player, and you all know it, right? Like, people hate facing Yasuo. They hate facing Yone. They hate facing Cat. They hate facing all of those champs that you can really pop off on, right? And even though Yasuo, except for like really good Yasuo one tricks right now, Yasuo is kind of in a weak spot. I'm not gonna say he's completely weak. He's weak in my hands because I'm not good. But you know, he's already in kind of like what I would say a weaker spot. And I've, you know, I watch a lot of Yasuo players kind of say the same thing. There's kind of, you know, this crazy thing going on right now. It's like there's so many different builds that people are tinkering around with right now. That Pizang build is wild, super fun build. So yeah, it's kind of a rough spot, but people hate playing against these champs. So you know, you start to get a lead on them, already, you're frustrating them, dashing all around, and then you're in that situation. Let's say this was like, you know, it's a solo queue game, right? So that Sylays is probably in here playing by himself, right? So he's already died to me quite a few times. He's down CS. I mean, I have full prio. I'm in full control of this lane. There's nothing he can do about it, without jungle help, which he does get jungle help here soon. But when you kill him and he goes back to tower, or you know, back to fountain, he's pissed off, right? And then his jungler's there trying to collect the wave. Well, this dude's probably already mad as hell, right? And then he sees his jungler die to me. The jungler gets the return kill. This Sylays is probably full tilt. I mean, I would be furious if I was him. Granted, I wouldn't have died and given up first blood like that in this matchup. Definitely wouldn't have eat into a Yasuo at level 1, especially one with lethal tempo. Yeah, I get ganked here. I do the same thing I did last time. You'd think I'd learn. I really thought I was going to turn this. Oh, Raka ulti too. Okay. How much health does he have? 250? Probably a little less than that. What is a Raka ult heal for? Hello? Can I not click on the Soraka? Raka ult's healing for 253. Would have been damn close.
Blue team double kill.
So, right here, right? I will say that last death, that was a griefer. Maybe, yeah, I had flash. I think I did in that last fight. Maybe. I really wanted to finish that right there, but you know, it is what it is. And we survive here. Very close. I actually had a pretty nice quote, pretty nice for me. Q into E, when wall cancel. This is a grief right here. I should not have flashed this. If I had Q3 and then I flash, I think it's less grief. But it is what it is. So right now, it's 10-5, right? Like, I have half of our team's kills. Gwen has the other half. Bot is still up for grabs. Our Viego's playing well. That's an interesting build. Vamp, Scepter, and Sheen. I don't know, maybe that's standard. I used to play the hell out of Viego. I haven't really played him much in a few weeks. I just don't see in what world. I don't know. I hear unless you're like Nasus or GP, essentially rushing a Sheen is, or Ezreal too, maybe. I guess, yeah. The Sheen itself is just kind of meh, but who knows. Alright, so look at the state of the game. I mean, I've got a full shield bow and a zeal. This guy's got lucidity boots and a lost chapter. I mean, he is... You know, these guys, they're trying again. Trying again. They're so thirsty for me. That was a bad win wall. And easy fucking peasy.
Blue team double kill.
So, Our team's up 8k gold here. I mean, this is super free. They have no map priority. No one on their team can 1v1 me, so I just am running around the map like an asshole, like looking for kills. I think I misplayed this wrong. I didn't have the read. I mean, we end up doing okay. I think I'd just ideally stay behind the turret next time and come in from that way, but I was concerned teammates wouldn't actually push the wave quick enough and it would just be like super awkward. So we're gonna go scoop this free dragon. Hecarim does the smart thing. He's jungling on a team that's very far behind. So he goes and takes Rift, right? They not gonna win a team fight at drag, probably. Not gonna be able to get bot to help. Bot side's like dead. So just go get the objective you can get. It's just a decent little macro play by him. I think that macro play is the biggest thing in this game. I can't state it enough. It's so funny because it's like playing this game for a while, obviously, and it's like, listen, I do not have perfect macro whatsoever. I make dumbass decisions. I will sometimes be blind to the mini map, but the macro game in its simplest form, I believe I have a very good grasp on it. I've been playing the game for a long time. I'm a huge fan of League of Legends, so I study League of Legends. I don't care that I'll never be pro or I'll never be challenger. It's okay. The game's fun. And you can be good and excel and showcase your expertise and knowledge on this game whenever you want. Don't have to play this game to be challenger. It's not a waste of time to do that. I didn't want to KS right there. I am big on things like that in solo queue games. Look, if that was like a situation where it's not a sure thing that we get the kill, I mean, Viego was going to die regardless. Instead of just rolling up there and EQing and taking that kill from them and potentially having random teammates go tilt on me, just let them have it. Walked up there. Yeah, maybe it was a little bit of waste of time on our part, but we still got Krugs. We're able to get down, hit the wave mid, and now we're playing jungle at this point. You know, like mid's open. It's gonna take some time for it to push back to us once we get to the turret. I know that hell, even in a lot of like 2v1s in this situation, I think I should be fine. So yeah, I'll just stroll up and take your blue. Take your whole bot side. At 18 minutes. I see so many people in like my games. And we're in like the mid-tier gold range. You know, they'll get a lead in mid and they'll just keep sitting in mid. Just pushing turrets back and forth. Okay, this ends up being, I can't remember. I feel like I misplayed this slightly. It ends up being okay. But they'll just sit there and auto push the wave to the enemy team midliner who is behind, right? They'll keep pushing it to him and letting him push it back, and they don't really go for kills. And they just kind of chill and are content to just, you know, share farm with the enemy team mid laner. One of the great League of Legends coaches, Nice, right? Like, I watch a lot of his videos. So he always says, right, like when he's coaching someone in mid or, you know, whatever lane, right? Like, we are not friends. That's what he likes to say all the time, right? So like, the person you're laying against isn't your buddy. Like, go harass them, you know, safely, obviously. But do things to push your lead. If you've got an advantage, manipulate it. That's what you have to do. So right here, we just finished IE. So 20 minutes pretty much on the dot. We've got Zerkers, i.e. Shield Bow, Zeal. Also, before I catch grief, the Shield Bow, or not the Shield Bow, but the Doran Shield start, alright, the Sylas probably should have gone D-Blade, right? My thinking was, early game, alright, depending on how good the Sylas was, if nothing else, I can, if he ends up being like a good Sylas player, right, and I am struggling to find an in because I'm not a great Yasuo player, took second wind, I took unflinching this game, felt like I needed it, and figured, hey, early game Sylas, he might just try to spam out of spells constantly to shove waves. He does that. He's got Ignite. He doesn't have TP. I will outlast him in the early levels by not just taking any, just terribly, like, terrible trades with him. And if it comes down to it, I will win the war of attrition up until around like level 6 or 7. And see what happens from there. That was my initial thought. I'm a pussy for not taking that ulti. I should have eat onto him and then ulti back to the other side of him. But, we're getting the free dragon. Hecarim comes in here. This ends up being weird. That E was so grief, and that's been the entire time spamming my QOC seed forever. I continue to fight this. Tempest, without a doubt, kills both of these people. My ult takes me right on to the Vigor's den. Like, I should have known better than that. I think the damage still went off, though. It's like the cool thing. I was like stunned, and I think so? I don't know. Maybe it didn't at all, and I'm just stupid. So yeah, I mean, this game is pretty much a stomp at this point. Gwen's doing really well. Viego's doing well. I'm doing alright. I have definitely died way too many times, and if this was the high elo game, it would definitely bite me in the ass. But it's not. Not really. I mean, it's not at all.
Shut down.
That death bot, right? If I didn't have this Gwen, let's say I was the only person on our team fed, that death bot would have been massive, right? Because you look at this fight, right? I mean, they're fighting at 5v4. It's dumb. They shouldn't be doing that. It's 5v4. And I rushed that tornado. And, dude, this Maokai was so goated at... Oh, we ended up making it work. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Decent cleanup. The Maokai did it to me a couple times this run. He, like, queued me into Vigar cages. Vigar. I pronounce things weird. Forgive me. Vinegar. Me and my boys, like, first started playing League way back in the day. We were, had that selective form of autism where, like, you intentionally say a name wrong, and, like, it's not even funny, but since you're with your friends, it's hilarious. So we made up all sorts of names for half the League champs. And now the problem is that's, kinda just what I call them now. I give him to come at me while I'm fucking sprinting away from him. Typical Yasuo player, right? The casual Ignite. Ignite for poke, man. Can't beat it. So, the build I win is definitely not a build that you should go in most of your games. I find myself,
Blue team double
like
kill.
last season, Yone and Yasuo, I would pretty much build them the
Red
same,
team's turret has been
at least
destroyed.
the same core, essentially, every game. Like, especially Yone. Like,
Red team's
tier
turret
2
has been
boots,
destroyed.
if I've got a lead, or I'm just straight up not griefing Zeal, I just love Zeal on both of these champs. Now, if you are hard losing your lane, I do not buy it, because if you're getting your ass kicked, you need your mythic ASAP, and you need your especially your shield bow, right? How this guy survives. I end right here. Get pushed into the cage again. I deserve that. That's me being cocky and not giving a shit, because I know this game's over. I'm trying to do, it was just a limit test. We've had how many limit tests this game? Oh yeah, 6 of them. Yeah, it's really good. Really good. And I think, yeah, or Gwen steals this dragon, right? Yeah. She does. I didn't get to see it when it happened live. It's, too busy playing Gray Screen Simulator on a GigaFed Yasuo, playing against people who are definitely very bad at this game. Well, when I say very bad, I mean equally bad, right? Because I'm bad. So, it's like pot calling the kettle black. But, got him this game. Here, try to save our Gwen. Doesn't happen. This poor Rakan, man. This right here. I feel so bad for this rock. I was like, I was kind of old. Just stab her in the back. I think that is about it. Yep. Alright, so what you guys think? By the way, back to that, I got sidetracked, but my thinking for that build, finishing it out, right? So I went Zerkers, Zeal, Shieldbow, IE, and then they had a Maokai, they had a Hecarim, hell, even a Sylas. Sylas usually are like kind of tanky. I mean, they don't really stack health, but they'll usually have a couple of health items. This one didn't, which is probably why it was so squishy. But I figured get the Bork to help shred Maokai, Hecarim, and then we were going with the Spirit Visage tech. Not so sure how great that was gonna go, but I mean their whole team, Hecarim was their only AD, right? So normally it's always Shieldbow, IE Death Stance, right? Or could have gone maybe a Wit's End here, or maybe could have gone, like the Chovy build, where it's like Wit's End and Bork, and then with like a Sunfire Mythic or Triforce Mythic, something like that. But anyway, thanks for watching me grief this game on Yasuo, and terrible commentary, just kind of practicing, trying things out. Really want to get more into streaming here once I get into my new place here in a few weeks and I have better internet. So I would love to stream, not just League, play all sorts of different games with all sorts of different friends, and would love to entertain you. So thank you for watching this in its entirety. I don't know how you listen to some idiot ramble about League of Legends and his, wood elo tier game that he just played in. But y'all are the best. Appreciate it. Have a good night. God bless.